Morning, guys. Rick Shaw here on the 24th of April, 2023, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that La Virginia that we were at. You know, we did have some power outages, and then the water, because those pumps can't keep running. You know, if a power kicks off and kicks back on, you know, those pumps get hot and they'll go into thermal overload and it'll kick it open. So I think that's why they didn't have the pressure, and that wasn't normal there. The one thing, though, that is normal there that you have to really watch out for is in the evening, the mosquitoes. That's one thing. Either bring a fan or you just got to stay in the house for about an hour or so, because it gets pretty rough there with the mosquitoes. So, but kids had a blast. The last day we did have their breakfast. That place was open. And for 700 pesos, we all ate and got full, and it was really good. So we were liking that breakfast. I got the seasick and eggs, and the kids got Maddie got a beef one and eggs, and then Dorothy and Mumu got a tocino, and Faye, I think, got a fish one. But it was good. The food there was really good, and it was not overpriced for a resort. I don't think that place is overpriced at all. You know, we did get the little tiny room, and towards the afternoon, it clears up really nice, because a lot of people are coming just for the day, and they'll rent just a little hut and cook and get together and swim and stuff. So that was pretty cool. You know, we like the place. It's just this was absolutely the most crowded since we've been going there, and we've been there, I think this is the 7th time already. So, and there's the price range runs the gamut, guys. You know, you can rent a real high one. I think we got the one with Mark and Maui. I think that was like 5,000 a night. Way bigger though. But I was really glad I was able to get a good stingy hot shower. And Dorothy was liking it too. She got in there and took a Hollywood shower. So that was cool. But we got home yesterday. Kids were hungry, and I'll tell you a little quick dinner I make. We had some leftover rice, so I threw some hamburger in the pot, browned it kind of good. Leave the fat in. When you're done, throw the rice in, and then I did have some frozen corn, so I threw that in there, and then I cut up onions, and then I went ahead and just simmered that real low till it got good and hot. And I put a little bit of Montreal steak seasoning in there, a tiny little bit, and kids loved it. They all ate like 2 bowls of the stuff. So we ate like kings when we were there, and it was pretty nice. I have to say it was well worth the trip, and it wasn't too expensive. I think we got out of the entire weekend for less than 10,000 pesos. So, but they do charge for the dogs. They charge 150 a day per dog, so that was 300. So our 2,500 peso room turned into 28 each day, and it was a good thing we got the 2 days, because if we'd have been there, somebody else would have got the room. We wouldn't have got in. There was no spaces open the Saturday. So, but that was a holiday here. But I did have one bit of trouble. Maybe you guys can tell me if you've had it. I have my phone set up for these dang updates, and it's only over Wi-Fi. And yesterday morning, you know, it keeps asking me if I want to update. Well, I updated it here. I think the last one was February 23rd or something. I can't remember the date, but I just did an update on the phone. And it keeps asking me if I want to do it again. Well, yesterday it decided to do it itself over the data, which sucked up all my data out of the phone. It's done. It locked the phone for the entire day, all the way up until we got home to the Wi-Fi where it finished. It locked it. I couldn't take pictures. I couldn't do anything. And that kind of ticks me off that Samsung has it doing that. I still went back and checked in the settings, and it was over Wi-Fi only, and supposed to do it at 2 in the morning. and it just decided to take control of my phone, and there was nothing I could do about it. And it was the same update. And then even after I got home, the dang thing came out, and okay, it's done. It says it's done. And then it goes and optimizes, and that takes 10, 15 minutes. Can't get rid of it. You can turn the phone off. When you turn it back on, there it is again. It doesn't stop. When I was at the resort, I had Wi-Fi and data turned off, and I had it on airplane mode, and it still took over my phone. So guys, just realize these phones are never really off. That's why I hardly ever take it anywhere. I think I'm going to get a camera and just leave the dang phone at home. So you can still buy those little cheapy flip phones here. The only problem with them when you buy them is getting the battery. I had bought a Razor, super cheap. I think it was about $3. The battery was pretty crappy, wouldn't last for long. And the problem is I can't find a battery for it. I figure I'll buy it and then I'll just buy another battery, whatever it costs, and that way I got a phone in case if I need to call somebody. But cannot find a Razor battery anywhere that's a good one. So I have to find something that has a battery. But the Sony, this one right now, all the filming, uploading to YouTube for the last 2 videos, and this one today is still on this single battery. I haven't changed it yet. So the problem with my batteries, even this new charger, when the battery goes from red to green, unplug it or pull the battery out of the charger. You have to unplug it though for some reason, and then wait 10 seconds, put it back in, it'll go back to red, and it'll charge for another half hour or so. And then I do that again, and it's really charging these batteries up good. So I get a lot of durability out of them. There's my little buddy. That little guy, I have to say, the dogs on the trip, Shaky gets an A+, and Boomer gets an A for their behavior. The people at the resort were even saying you can come back anytime. They couldn't believe how good the dogs were. They stayed right with us. The one day, though, I got, when we were walking up the hill with the kids, the bad thing they do there is all the jeepneys were coming in for the people coming for the day. And they're coming from all over. You can see on their thing on the front, it says what town they come from and which one they go to, because they got routes. Well, these guys pull over on the side of the road, and there's 15 of them there, and they don't shut their motors off. So I told the kids, sorry, we can't go up to the store now. We got to turn around and go back. And they weren't liking that too much, but I said, hey, I'm not breathing that, and I don't want you to breathe it either. So that's also a little problem. When I took my shower, I actually washed my hair really good. We got some tar soap shampoo and washed my hair really good, and it was just coming out black. So the air there isn't too perfect. Tall Volcano it looks like it's all ash on top of it. It really blew its stack. I have pictures from years ago of the volcano where it was a pretty good looking mountain, and it blew its top, that's for sure. But if you want to do something, I call it the Baguio of Batangas, because man, it definitely was hilly. Everything steps. If you have a problem with steps or anything, that's not the resort for you. But it's not too bad. You do see some things that I thought was pretty good, like during the day, these dogs that people have just stop in the middle of the road and poop, but they had people sweeping, right away. They got people walking all around with their broom and their little dustpan, and the dog poops, they run right up and clean it. So you got to give La Virginia credit for that. And they were picking up all the garbage. People just, they just throw their garbage. They were emptying the garbage cans all the time. So you got to give that place credit. They're trying to do a good job with people that are just messy. But now when you go walking at night, you got to have a flashlight because those guys go home around dark, and the dogs are running around. There were a lot of there's a lot of stray dogs there, and cats that just live there. I went up to where we stayed last time. We took like a shortcut through there, and there was that same old cat, the one we saw last time when Mark and Maui were here. So they just live there. Nobody feeds them other than the guests that come. They throw them a little something to eat. So, but the dogs learned real quick. Don't mess with them. Hey, look at that. There we go. There's another tire popper, piece of rivet. It's really good to come out in the morning when the sun's low like this. You can spot a lot of this stuff. Maddie and I, we took a walk last night, and we picked up 3 or 4 nails. He's really good at spotting them. He's got a fantastic eye. But that's what's going on there. I watched a little bit of news last night before I went to bed. Same old crap. They're doing a thing. They're destroying the police. They're putting, they did this defund the police, so they're getting rid of the good ones and they're putting bad ones in. The judges are all getting corrupted. The prosecutors are getting corrupted. It's crazy. All the stuff that these nefarious things these other people in politics did, they're getting away scot-free on it. I still don't think any of them are going to get in any trouble. They keep showing them that they're behind bars and we're going to put them in jail for the rest of their life. And I say, you can't put them in jail for the rest of their life, because when the political winds change, those guys are going to let them out, give them a pardon, whatever it is, and they're going to let them out. These guys, some of them need to be put up against the wall, guys, what the things that they've done. But there's a lot of fake news going out. I see one there. Oh, George Soros was executed. Hillary was executed. I don't know. I was one of the first ones when I started seeing that Q crap. I don't buy it, guys. I don't buy anything from there. Now they got new ones where Trump is talking. I did see a fellow on there, just a guy at home with his editing software, and he morphed his face into actors, and it changed his voice, and it was perfect with his mouth and the sound. It switched over to a bunch of different actors, changed his face a little bit to look like him. And then they got this Trump on there, and it's it's not him talking. So, I don't know. But I also see that the Bud Light VP of marketing, that dude. And if you take a close look, guys, why that one did that is because all you have to do is look at that creature. It's a dude. You couldn't convince me otherwise now. That dang thing is, you just look at the brow line, the shoulders, the long neck, the throat, the clavicle. It's a dude. It's a tranny. So, of course they're not thinking normal, but what they're trying to do is make all this normal, and all this stuff of where they're shoving this down the kids' throats in school. I would say, if I was in the States with young children, ain't no way in a million years I would send them into that viper's den, the public schools. They're just going to change these kids and get them to believe all kinds of crap, and they're getting them real little. What's this? I don't get this with these drag queen story time, and Michelle Obama started that one. I don't get that. Why do they want an audience of children? If they want to do that kind of stuff, fine. Go to your bar, go do your stuff with your adults that are like-minded. Knock yourselves out. But why are you coming after children that the parents obviously don't want it? And what's going to happen coming up? Are they going to start arresting people for that because of think speech? This is 1984 coming to light, guys. We're here. We're here right now. So, the way things are going, I just don't see much of a turnaround, because they're non-stop. They march forward, they take 2 steps forward and 1 back, and then 2 steps forward and 1 back. And then they say, oh yeah, we're going to get this guy. And I watch all these politicians doing their hearings, and I'm just fed up with them. I don't even watch. I just turn them off now, because it's all political theater. You know, like Jordan. Oh, that's a new name for anybody who's crap in the news. They're getting Jordaned. You know, he's never going to get anybody. He has all these hearings. Yeah, you did it. And these people admit to a lot of these nefarious deeds. And who's going to jail? No one. None of them. It's all crap. And then you got that Kennedy guy. He's a turncoat. I don't trust any of them. It would be nice to see all of them cleaned out and get some fresh faces in there. And all the money they're spending. We've got enough trouble in the States with the homeless vets and homeless people all over the place. And don't think that it's not going to be grease and they're going to come after your pension guys. You know, when the dollar starts failing, they're going to just seize all of the dang thing. They got Operation Sandman going on right now. It's 100 different countries that are just saying, hey, we're ditching the dollar. We're going to get rid of all our treasury, send them back to the States. And when that happens, it's going to happen real fast. The world is against us. You know, I remember Reagan talking about the evil empire. And I believe that. And I'm starting to believe that those guys that are running things now, they're the evil empire. They're just doing things that are totally against the will of the people. And who's going to suffer? I think that's what they want. You know, they want to knock the numbers down of the people. And this has been going on for years now. And it's terrible. I didn't like when they went in on Saddam. You know, why do they keep doing these wars? Gaddafi, you know, they demonized that guy. You wouldn't believe the stuff he did for his people. I mean, he did some great stuff for his people. He's not from the United States. He's worrying about his people. And because he wanted to switch to a gold-backed currency, they can't have that because they want these world banks to hold everything. And the digital currency guys, if you don't think that's coming, then your head's in the sand. That's coming. And that's total control. That's leading up to the mark of the beast, because they'll be able to tell you what you can buy and what you can't. Okay, so watch out for that. It's really a mess. But I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Sorry, it's gloomy. I'm a little giving you gloomy news. It's hard to see the good news. I remember when I was young, we used to have one station that would come on, and they always had a good news of the day. You know, where somebody saved a puppy, or, you know, something good happened. Now you look at the news, it's all gloom and doom. They want to keep everybody in fear, you know, so they embrace these terrible things that Satan wants to do. And if you don't think these people that are in high power don't hail Satan, you know, and they're not atheists. They definitely believe in God. They just think they can win. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And this is Rick Shaw out.